Who is Moses Kuria? Who is this man who has caused a lot of noise in the social media and in the print media and even in the electronic media? Moses Kuria is the CS for Trade, the former Gatodo South MP who was defeated when he contested for the Kiambu gubernatorial seat. He was embarrassed. I think he was second from last. Moses Kuria is the man with a loose tongue, the man who is obsessed with circumcision, the man who is known to say any word without caring whether they are children or not. The man is a venom. He speak venom. Ni mtu ambaye hana aibu na ana mji wake. So today, the man caused a lot of embarrassment to William Samoei Ruto when he said that there are so many ways, there are 101 ways of dying in Kenya. And he said that by just being a citizen of Kenya, you are a candidate of death. And he said that, William Samoei Ruto's government has decided to other way of dying by introducing GMO to the market. And he said, in the next 6 months, the government is going to import and remove all the duties for the people and importers to import GMO food, GMO maize, and even non-GMO maize. This did not go well with many Kenyans, including some readers, especially a senator from the Rift Valley. You know, Rift Valley and Nyandarua are harvesting maize now. And this one is going to affect the price of the maize in the country. And this one tells you one thing, that there's no shortage of maize in this country. For sure, there's no shortage. What there is hoarding of maize, na ili bei ipade na watu waweze kujinufaisha. The people from Rift Valley are hoarding maize, na wengi wameficha katika maghala ili wanufaike kwa bei baada ya kupanda. So what we have is that when he said that the government has just said the 1,001 way of dying, then many people raised many questions. The first question that many were asking is, Moses Kuria okay upstairs? Is he okay? Is this man normal for sure? Because when he speaks on behalf of William Samoei Ruto. So it is taken that it is William Samoei Ruto who is speaking. And we can now imagine the president saying this, because this man has just added the many chain of embarrassment that we have witnessed in William Samoei Ruto's cabinet. Remember that guy who said that the government is not going to fund university education, and what followed was backlash. Again, remember the same Moses talked about banning of Mituba, and again, you see, this man doesn't care. He can say anything without caring about the consequences. And the one question that people should ask, why should this be said when Bill Gates is just in town? Well, because you know, Bill Gates is one person who is advocating the GMO in Kenya. You know, he has come to force the government to open the market, because after signing, because I believe there was some agreement that was signed, that Kenya is going to provide the market for GMO, and mahidi yatamwagwa hapa na watu wakule wakifa wafe without caring about the consequences. But this is what Moses Kuria is telling Kenyans. And this is very bad coming from a CS, especially trade. And the man from Gatodo is going to affect farmers a lot. Kwa sababu ukiangalia utaona kwamba yale mambo ambayo yatatokea ni kwamba I think the maize farmers are going to they are going to feel this. They are going to feel pain. And these are the farmers that the government is trying to protect. These are the farmers that the government is giving fertilizer. And then the same government imports maize duty free. So why give the fertilizer? Why even farm? Why don't you import and let people do what they want with their mashambas? Again, when you look at what is happening here, you know, I've always opined that Kikuyu are deal makers. Hapa ni madilu yanaudwa hapa, deal za pesa, kwa sababu people are going to be given license to import. They are going to be given the money to import, and the government is going to distribute this maize. Na kile ambacho kitatokea ni kwamba hata wao wanasiasa hawa, they are going to import maize and hold and control the market, because this is what has been happening in Kenya, kwamba bei ya bidhaa inapada kwa sababu ya kufichwa tu, kwa sababu ya kusemekana kwamba kitu hakipatikani, vyakula vipatikani na vipo kwa wingi. And again, kile ambacho wanataka hapa ni kujaribu kuficha baadhi ya mambo ili wakati ambapo hali halisi inajitokeza, basi they are going to create the solution. So what we have is artificial shortage, not natural shortage of maize. Now, it is all worth noting that some countries like Germany have completely banned GMO. And if you compare the economy of Germany, if you compare the technology, science and technology, the advancement of science and technology of Germany and Kenya, and it's like comparing life and death. And those who are advanced in science, those who have done a lot of research, cannot consume. And even in America, you realize that these things are labeled, the organic and those with the GMO, and mtu ananunua kile ambacho anataka. But you find and understand, most people don't buy those GMO products because they understand what they entail. So what we can say is that William Samoei Ruto's kind of cabinet is coming out as a failure. Very, very incompetent. People who don't know what they are doing. And this one just tells us one thing, that Kenya Kwanza has no plan for this country. So when they were given power, because they were given power by Chebukati or through Chebukati, they didn't have a plan. They didn't know what to do with this country. And the state of statecraft is becoming very, very difficult for them. And that is why we see the incompetence that is being betrayed, shown by this kind of people. People like Moses Kuria are not fit to be leaders in any way. And if it were a developed country, this person should have resigned by now. Because when we say that this man is speaking on behalf of William Samoei Ruto, we are correct, because William Samoei Ruto is the appointing authority. And I also blame Parliament for vetting such kind of people and approving them. How did such a person who has the standard of morals are very low, a man who can say any word, even uncouth words, words that cannot be said in public. And you see, this is an African man who does not even mince any word, even in presence of children. Then you see how our institutions have failed. If Parliament was able to pass this person and approve this person, I think they owe us an explanation. When our framers of constitution said that politicians should be kept away from the ministries, leadership of ministries, I think they knew what they were doing, because what we require in ministries are administrators, people who are technocrats, but not politicians like Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is one person who should be very far away from statecraft. Again, this idea of appointing failures, people are being rejected by people. For sure, if somebody have been rejected by the voters, why give the voters the same person to be a decision maker in the cabinet? Why? Why bring him to the table of decision making when the same people have rejected him? I think this is an insult to the people of Kenya, and you can see that the leadership of this country don't have much regard for Kenyans. And I think in the fullness of time, this government is going to fail. I don't know what you think. If you ask me, I can say that it is a sign of bad things to come. So if you're here for the first time and you have not subscribed, kindly take a minute to subscribe to Waziri Wa Mauti TV, the Tourist Man in Black Africa. Until next time, bye-bye.